Given the wild volatility in the commodity markets, I wanted to show you what is a somewhat underutilized feature in Harvest Profit that can help you make more confident marketing decisions in light of really the roller coaster that is grain marketing. As we sit here in early July 2022, we're looking at a pretty red day, obviously, in the grain markets. A few days ago, markets were all green, screaming higher. A few days before, they were falling out of bed. Not too surprising. We encounter this, almost yearly during the growing season as risk premium comes and goes. But the volatility in the roller coaster can really make it tough to know what to do and to confidently pull the trigger on your grain marketing. And so what I wanted to show you today is the balance sheet tracking feature that we offer in Harvest Profit. So we want to give you the ability to both look at historical and budgeted profitability, cost of production, and on a field by field basis, but also be able to track your balance sheet in real time and use market values. It's not the easiest to track a market value balance sheet in a tool like QuickBooks or any of the other traditional small business accounting software. And so what we've tried to build here is a tool that will allow you to track your farm's balance sheet in a more real-time manner. And one example of that is, so we give you the ability to set working capital goals. So for my farm here, had a goal of growing from $400,000 of working capital to $2 million of working capital over a 10-year time frame. And here's where we're at today. Obviously, these are fake numbers, so take it with a bit of a grain of salt. But as you can see here, we have our actual working capital numbers, and we're plotted against a goal line. And so we can see that even after commodity prices have gotten smoked here the last 2 days, we are still above our long-term working capital goal. And how do we calculate that? Well, we give you the ability to look at something that's a bit unique, and that is we help you calculate your growing crop inventory in a real-time basis. And this wouldn't be a traditional working capital metric because traditional accounting would value your growing crop as the expenses that you have in it. And I believe that is a very relevant way and a proper, the quote unquote proper way to measure your working capital. But here we want to look at more managerial decision-making analysis. And so what I'm doing here is I'm pulling in my crop revenue from my 2022 crop. So I'm taking one, my yield estimates across all my fields, two, the current value of my sold or hedged grain, and number three, what is the value today of my unsold production using today's market price. So I know just yesterday, this growing crop inventory was $100,000, at least $100,000 higher. But we can't rewind the clock and go back in time and make a decision. We can only make the best decision that's in front of us today. And so I can come in here on a daily basis or whenever I want, weekly, monthly, and just update, okay, where is the value of my growing crop today? Where's my current working capital? And use that to make some better decisions. And you can also compare balance sheets over time. So let's say I'm looking at my balance sheet here, once again, projected, fictional numbers, but I'm looking at almost a $5 million net worth. If this was a realistic farm in my backyard in the North Central Plains, if I go back to following the growing season of 2019, which was terrible for most, this value might be, $2.5 million. So I might have seen a double in the net worth of the equity value in my farm in just 2.5 years. And what does that tell us? Well, maybe I'm sitting here today, I don't have much grain sold, I don't have much grain hedged, commodity input prices, the input prices are high, Volatility of the grain markets is all over the place, and I'm having a tough time making a decision. But by focusing on your balance sheet metrics, from what I've seen from a handful of really successful farmers, focusing on growing your net worth, growing your equity, paying down your debt, and ultimately focusing on those balance sheet metrics can make it considerably easier to pull the trigger on a variety of decisions that you have to make on your farm, whether it's grain marketing, uh, you know, equipment purchases, land purchases. By focusing on the metrics that really matter at the end of the day, and that is, how much value are you building up in your farm uh, to protect, to remove risk, to set up your farm for future generations, to build a proper amount of working capital to take on growth opportunities. Focusing on the balance sheet can make those decisions easier and a bit more confident by looking at those metrics that you have more control over versus simply staring at commodity prices, which move up and down a crazy amount in any given growing season. So with that, that is Harvest Profit's balance sheet feature. If you have an interest in checking out Harvest Profit, you can go to harvestprofit.com, try a free trial, kick the tires, see if the software is a fit for you. My suggestion would be spend a 30 minutes, 45 minutes with the software. Feel free to go down to this help button here at the bottom, shoot us a note. You can go to harvestprofit.com/call to book a call to talk about support or ask any questions regarding sales. And we'd be more than happy to help you navigate the crazy volatility that you're seeing in weather, inputs, grain markets. Really every factor that is affecting your balance sheet is really at an all-time high level of volatility, and we'd like to be one tool in your tool belt to help you more proactively and confidently manage those variables on your farm. So with that, have a safe, productive, and fruitful day. Thank you.